This is where the orangutans hang out. We're talking to an actor known for portraying a relative of theirs. Andy Serkis has raised the bar when it comes to motion capture. Of course, he's been Caesar the ape in all of the Planet of the Apes films, but this time he tries his hand behind the camera. His directorial debut, an emotional story called Breathe.
I'm not feeling too good. I can't move. What's going on?
Robin,
get another respirator.
Breathe is based on the real-life story of Robin Cavendish, a man stricken with polio in the 1950s, given months to live, but who survived on a breathing machine for over 40 years, thanks to the devotion of his wife, Diana. It is another powerful performance from Oscar nominee Andrew Garfield. Here, I talked to you for Hacksaw Ridge and Silence. You do remember I said you should do a romantic comedy next.
Yes.
Right?
Here we are.
And here we are. This is such a performance, physical and emotional. The hardest thing about this one?
Her. No. That's the first answer I'm giving of the day.
Terrible.
On paper, you don't imagine it would be, but it was such a joyful experience. I think it's because of these two people were very joyful people, essentially. And she's wonderful, and that's fun. And Andy Serkis is joyful and forever optimistic.
How do you feel?
He's right. She is wonderful. Golden Globe winner Claire Foy, busy with her Netflix hit The Crown, plays Robin's wife, Diana. You were ready for a break, and then you got this script.
I bumped into Andy Serkis. We'd worked together before, and I bumped into him in a park in London. And then a week later, he asked, and then he just went, "I'd really like to do it." And I immediately was like, "Well, I'm supposed to be on holiday, and I'm having a rest." And then him, and I couldn't. Can machines like that ventilator only work in hospitals?
The ventilator, you know, I love you incorporate the breath and the ventilator. It's something that stays with you even after the film. I know it's not always on when you're doing your thing, but did that noise, did that visceral reminder of something we take for granted stay with you after?
Absolutely. It was like having a third character in the room talking. So in real life, Robin would, he would begin his sentence, wait for the respirator to fill his lungs up with air again, and then complete the sentence. And then Diana would automatically fit in with that structure of talking. So it did have a rhythm to it, and so of course, later on in the film, when it's no longer there, it leaves this huge kind of vacuum, which is very, very powerful.
Hello, Jonathan.
Although just a boy in the movie, the real Jonathan Cavendish helped produce this film.
And there was something very enlivening about being near him while telling the story of his parents. It doesn't get much more meaningful and awake and alive than that, as far as I know.
I would have been like, did I nail it? See, I nailed that. Yeah, but I guess you can't really do that.
I love my life.
All right, so he's good at playing an ape. He's a good director. This film, beautifully shot, beautifully acted, beautifully directed. One of the main messages of the film, it's very inspirational, you'll see it in the trailer, is when Robin Cavendish, Andy's character, says, "I just want to live." So I asked the actors, where's the place they feel most alive?
Ooh, Junkets.
Oh, stop. You know what, I kind of feel, that's kind of my answer, sadly, because we enjoy it so much.
No, I love that. No. My earnest answer is doing things that feel meaningful. Storytelling, I think, is a very meaningful enterprise, for me. So telling a story like this, I felt very alive doing this.
All right, so he made up for it. The movie Breathe in theaters this weekend.
I'm nationally known comedian Pablo Francisco, and since this is a movie show, I'm using my movie voice. Real Travels with Tara is brought to you by Harkins Theaters, Dignity Health, Sneaky Pig Studios, and National Bank of Arizona.